CBS LA Mornings starts with breaking news.
CBS LA at 11 a.m. does begin with breaking news out of Hollywood, where an ambulance collided with a delivery robot. Assignment manager Mark Liu at the desk. Mark, the ambulance was carrying a patient.
Yes, it was. Thankfully, that patient did not appear to be being transported lights and sirens. That patient had to go into a different ambulance because, yeah, Jamie, that first ambulance struck a four-wheeled little automated delivery robot. SkyCow was overhead. Take a look at this story. This is such an only in LA story. There's LA Rescue Ambulance 52 and LA Rescue Ambulance 827 doing a patient transfer at Fountain and Western. That's because LA City firefighters tell us that Rescue 52 struck a delivery robot while on their way to the hospital with that patient. SkyCow spotted that delivery robot right there on the corner. You can see it. It's one of those little ones that automated delivery services use to deliver food and beverages to people in the Hollywood area. It doesn't look like there's a lot of damage there, and this clearly was not a hit and run because the delivery robot stayed behind. But because this was a collision that happened on duty while this ambulance was transporting a patient, they had to stop. The crew of that ambulance not injured. The patient behind, the patient in the back, also not injured in that collision, but had to be transferred and taken to the hospital separately. A battalion chief was called to the scene, and they had to do a full accident investigation and do photographic evidence of what happened out there, so you can see those firefighters documenting the damage done to that little delivery robot. Now, LAPD did not show up at the scene, or at least we didn't see LAPD down there. They really don't say they're involved in this one. This just looks like this is going to be an accident investigation conducted by the fire department. We're going to try and get some more information from them and see if we can reach out to that delivery company. But I don't think if that delivery robot was on the way to deliver food or beverages to someone, they're going to be delayed because they're not part of that accident investigation. Okay, do you have something that you want to communicate to us here at the desk? Now, you can just text us at 818-221-2222. You can send us information about a story idea you have, or if you have questions or comments about a story that we've done here at the desk, you can just text that information to us. Either myself or one of our assignment desk team will get it. We'll be able to answer you also at that number. That's it here from the desk. Anything else in the back of you?
Oh my goodness, the patient, I'm glad is okay, but can you imagine being the people waiting for lunch?
And they're not getting, I don't think they're getting lunch.
Thank you, Mark. Another big story this morning that broke: Ryan Wedding, Olympian turned drug kingpin, is now in custody. CBS LA's Rick Montanez is in Ontario this morning, where FBI Director Kash Patel made that announcement.
FBI Director Kash Patel says Ryan Wedding was brought here to the Ontario International Airport for security reasons. They say this was a decision coordinated with the LAPD and several other agencies, and Patel says this is a major break in a huge case they've been working for over a year. Let's show you a photo of Wedding released by the FBI last month. They have been working to track down and capture Wedding for over a year now. They say he was working with the Sinaloa cartel to smuggle tons of cocaine into the U.S. and up to Canada. Patel also thanked Mexican authorities during the news conference this morning, including Mexico's president, for their assistance in capturing Wedding last night in Mexico City. They did not provide details on how the arrest went down. Wedding is also accused of hiring a hit team to kill a witness against him, as well as hiring a cameraman to record the killings for his own confirmation. LAPD Chief Jim McDonald was also here at the news conference. He spoke about how much drugs were seized and taken off the streets of Southern California. The FBI says this is a good day for the victims tormented by Wedding and his crew.
And just to tell you how bad of a guy Ryan Wedding is, he went from an Olympic snowboarder to the largest narco trafficker in modern times. He is a modern-day El Chapo. He is a modern-day Pablo Escobar. And he thought he could evade justice.
Our collective efforts led to the seizure of more than 2,300 kilograms of cocaine, 44 kilograms of methamphetamine, 44 kilograms of fentanyl, 8 firearms, and over $55 million in illicit assets.
It's been countless of hours and many sacrifices to lead us to where we're at here today. And without the results, we can proudly say that our communities, our countries are much safer with the arrest of Ryan Wedding.
The former Olympian landed here at the Ontario airport aboard this plane that flew in from Mexico City, which was used as the backdrop for this major announcement here this morning. Wedding is the 6th top 10 most wanted fugitive arrested by the FBI, they say, within the last year. And Wedding is being held in federal custody here in Southern California. He's expected to make his first court appearance Monday morning. Reporting in Ontario, Rick Montanez, CBS LA.
Rick, thank you. First Assistant U.S. Attorney Bill Illislags and the LA County DA Nathan Hochman wrapped up a news conference a short time ago about a recent arrest Stemming from the Homelessness Fraud and Corruption Task Force, a man in charge of a homeless shelter is accused of funneling government money to his personal account for everything from a home purchase to tuition for private school for his kids. The feds say they put a stop to it this morning.
He also purchased a $125,000 Range Rover. We have that car now. It's our car. We seized it this morning. We towed it. He no longer has that car.
Saley, who you just heard speaking, laid out the charges against Alexander Sofer. He's the executive director of Abundant Blessings, which is located in South Los Angeles. It's an organization dedicated to properly housing and feeding the homeless, is what it says on its website. The feds say Abundant Blessings was actually receiving more than $23 million in taxpayer funds, and investigators say Sofer funneled taxpayer dollars to help buy a $7 million home in Westwood. In West Hills now, a robbery investigation turned deadly. LA County Sheriff's deputies say they shot a man while he was trying to rob a woman. This happened last night in front of the Michaels location on Fallbrook Avenue. The County Sheriff's Department says detectives were already in the area investigating a string of recent robberies when a man tried to rob a woman at gunpoint. Deputies confronted and then shot the man who died at the scene. A female suspect took off but was later captured in Agora Hills. CBS LA spoke with the family of the dead suspect, and they believe their son was manipulated by the female suspect.
She started, manipulating my son. My son's not a gang member. My son has never been arrested, does not have an arrest record, finished high school last year, started his first job, and then met this woman. I got the call. She said that my son was shot. I came here.
The scene does remain active today. The investigators are now working to see if these suspects are connected to the other robberies detectives were out investigating. An update now to a homicide investigation in Willowbrook. CBS News has confirmed the victim is former NFL defensive lineman, Kevin Johnson. Johnson was an LA native and played with the Eagles and the Raiders. You see a picture there. Sheriff's officials believe he was living in a homeless camp when he was killed on Wednesday. No word of any arrests in this case. A wild scene at Pacoima this morning. My goodness, a car flew off a freeway exit ramp and right into someone's living room. Investigators say the driver in a Tesla was taken to a hospital along with another man who was inside that living room. The home has now been yellow tagged because of significant structural damage, as you can imagine. Investigators are now trying to figure out why that driver did not stop at the end of the off-ramp. The rain has moved out. The sunshine has moved in. Let's go to next weather chief meteorologist Paul Diana for a look at your next weather forecast just in time for the weekend.
That's a good sentence. Rain out, sunshine in. A storm in for much of the country, but that storm is leaving us, and we will be left with a pretty pleasant weather pattern. Next weather forecast is a sunnier one, not necessarily warmer. We're only in the low 60s. A couple days ago, we were in the low 80s at this time. Not today. Onshore breezes back. San Bernardino, Pasadena, Corona 61, LA, and Camarillo 63. That said, the low cloud cover for the most part is gone. Some of our inland valleys are still cloudy, but Santa Monica right now basking in that sunshine. Let's play a little game of who has the better weather. I think you know who's going to win. You're standing in that acreage right now. We're in the low 60s, which we consider chilly. At the same time, right now, the wind is howling off of Lake Michigan. It is 26 degrees below zero in Chicago. That is the cold air that will meet up with the storm that we had yesterday that's going to create a huge mess throughout the eastern two-thirds of the country, whereas we dry out and have a pleasant weekend. 65 at 2 o'clock this afternoon for Irvine. High for the metro, 66. Today's high in our valley, 67. Inland Empire, 68 degrees. 70s are in our forecast. An ice storm is in the forecast back east. We'll have details on both coming up. Back to you.
Paul, thank you for that. A federal judge ruled today that President Donald Trump must keep federal funds flowing to child care subsidies and other social service programs in 5 Democratic-controlled states for now. That includes California. The judge said he'd decide later whether the money is to remain in place. Before this ruling, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services said it was pausing the funding because it had, quote, reason to believe the states were granting benefits to people in the country illegally. It is 11:09.